All right, this is my report on fitness applications in gaming. And as I mentioned in my report, when I was teaching elementary PE back and I started in 1998, technology was non-existent in the gym setting. And I was often laughed at, and people wondered why I would even think about using technology in my classroom. Just go teach and throw the ball around. But in the early 2000s, heart rate monitors became very popular, especially in middle school and high school settings. But in the elementary school and even in middle school settings, they were very, very expensive to buy. And you had to take years and years actually to accumulate enough to have enough for a classroom. And you also had to have everybody strap them on. And so that required, taking you off your shirt, putting it on. And it wasn't really practical at all for elementary classrooms. We did use pedometers a lot, where we would put pedometers on kids so they could look and just see how many steps. But that's all it gave you, was how many steps you took. But what I've seen is over the last 5 years, though, it seems that technology and fitness have become a perfect match. And the use of mobile GPS apps and GPS watches that track everything from distance, routes, elevation, and time to calories burned. And so while exercising and training for races, I've done a handful of half marathons, and I've become really dependent on my GPS watch to not only track how far I've gone and how fast I'm going, but to motivate me and to reward my improvements. So for this report, I'm going to focus on two applications that I've used the most. And the first one is Endomondo. And Endomondo is a free mobile app that uses GPS in your phone. And this is actually the web-based program. And anyone with a smartphone or GPS device can use this. And my favorite part of Endomondo is the gaming and badge-like applications it uses. So right away, when you're on the site, you'll notice that it keeps track of all your personal bests on your main page. So this would be my main page. And I just logged in, and you can create a login very easily through either Facebook or just an Endomondo alone one. I use it through Facebook. And so, for example, it has my best 1K, my best mile, hands down here to my best half marathon, and then actually it even includes some cycling stuff I've done. And then even further down here, this is my overall summary. And this, I can either look at it through all sports, or I can just say just my running. So, for example, I've done a total of 173 workouts using Endomondo, and there's probably been more in there that I haven't tracked, starting early on, or things I've missed. But so right away, it's kind of fun to see that it tracks how long I've actually been running. So just by using the Endomondo app, it's tracked me going 4 days, 19 hours, and 2 minutes, and my total distance. It's kind of crazy to think, as you're building it up when you start up, you never think you'd get that many miles in. So these are some just little, what I say, these are kind of like the badges, some fun stuff to see how many trips around the world, how many trips to the moon, and then down here, how many burgers that you've burned through using it. So another way that it motivates you is you get friends on here, just like in Facebook. Now, I only have a couple, but especially a couple that are actually actively running right now. So they're right here, kind of keeps me updated on what they're doing. So I can see that my friend Casey was out running. He tracked 4 miles in 31 minutes just the other day. And he actually is also tracking his shoes and how many miles his shoes have on it. Now down here, my friend Doug, he went out and did a quick little run with his, and it says down here, a fun little run with Avery. So I know he was out running with his daughter. But you can see down here further that he went cycling. As Casey runs quite a bit, and none of mine are on here because I haven't been using this program lately. So here's another with Doug. Now, I could comment on this run, for example, and say, hey, Doug, great job. And he actually has his Endomondo hooked up to his playlist, so I could see what songs he's listening to. That's one of the Human by the Killers was one of the songs he was listening to. You can also put in different work, such as he did his elliptical training, and he used his Endomondo, and there's the song he listened to. I can also, go in, let's just do a cycling one, and I can tell, click right here with cycling. And not only will I know that he went out and ran or did the cycling, but I'll get to know where he went. Oh, he didn't track that one. Let's look at this one. This will show me. So on his running on July 1st, I can go out and actually see where he ran. And I can see, that's kind of I can say that's a trail I want to do. Tells me the weather and everything I want to know about his run. I can also make it a satellite deal so I can see what it looks like. Let's go back up here to the main page. So as you can see, I don't want to spend a million hours on this, which you could. There's a lot to it. Now, that's just about my stuff. There's also, you get these challenges. So if you look over here at the highlights over here on the left, every day or every couple weeks you'll get different kinds of challenges, and you can accept it or ignore it, obviously. And if you accept it, they have prizes. For example, the Munga Run, if you look down here, if you were to complete this and win it, so you have a team, you can do a team of 2 riders, that's a biking one, the winner would get a limited edition Munga jacket. And then over here for the Global Challenge, this Activity for Life Challenge, the winner would get a smartphone sponsored by McCall and 1-year premium Endomondo, or an Endomondo, like the upgrade. So different ways that you are getting motivated from just your friends, but also from the Endomondo company that is sending you different things. And lastly, one of the fun parts about Endomondo is it allows you to start searching to find if you're in a place and to find a route. So I'd found this earlier and kind of set it up, but for example, if I was in Kansas City, Missouri, staying down on the plaza, for example, I wanted to come up with a 5-mile run, somewhere to go, and I know I don't have to just make it up. I can look on here, and this is called Loose Park. And this is actually around here is the Nelson Art Gallery, which I believe is up in here. So I know if I go around here, it's going to give me 5 miles. Also see another 5-mile run. There's an 11-mile bike ride you can do as a run also. So lots of different little things to keep you going. Now, what I'm using now is the Garmin Connect. And the Garmin Connect hooks up with any Garmin watch or GPS device. And I use actually has it right here, the Garmin Forerunner 220, which is a newer version of one of their watches. I just got it in April for my birthday and used it for the last half marathon I did. But very similar, it keeps track of all my runs. You can name them whatever you want. These runs here are just some morning runs I've been doing with my son. I've been having a leg issue, so I haven't been running as much lately. I've been trying to do different things. But here, another little area we went and we biked. So I rode Bike with Marcus. And you can see I can go on there and track our route. And it shows you right here. I can make that bigger, smaller. Gives me the distance, my speeds, and everything. Down here, it tracks all your best, just like the other one. It keeps you your personal records, 5K, half marathon, longest run. Again, you name them. So that was my Rock the Parkway half marathon. Up here was, I just put it so I know, I was picking miles up from school, and I had to get it, and I had only about a half hour to get them, and I wanted to make sure I got in a 3-mile run. Some other stuff you can do is actually set up a goal. And I kind of set up this goal here for this class, our gaming class. So the goal was, and you can set them up, again, do the challenge like you did on Endomondo where they have them already made, or you can make your own. So mine was to do 12 activities by August 14th, which is 30 days, about 30 days. So my thought was I would do 3 runs a day for 4 weeks. And here it'll tell you how far you've went. It'll even allow you to, if you want to create a new goal right there, it tells you how many days left you have to get it done. So again, there's lots of blogs about running, tips. You can find friends on this also. It allows you to analyze the heck out of your run. So let's say, for example, let's go look at this, my half marathon run. I call it my Rock the Parkway half. So I click on that. And that's a run I had a long time ago. But I'm able to look at the route here. It was down on Ward Parkway. And all the different things that go along with that. You know, my average pace, my best pace, the different elevation changes. And this isn't really technical if you wanted to get into running and if you do a lot of running. But the average run cadence. So I was using, this says 161 steps per minute. So my average stride length was 1 meter. Has all my splits for every lap. You can see what I did. And then the weather. And not only does it have it written, it has charts. So you can go to, okay, so, you know, at the 7-mile mark, I know I was going, if I went to 7 miles here, I'd know the elevation was 867 feet. And at the end, down here at 1247, it was 894. And here goes your timing. So I can see the areas where I slowed down. These are probably turns. or areas where I sped up. And again, you can do that as a regular, or you can make it a map, which is kind of fun to do. That was one of my better runs I've done. Again, it's nice to see that, I've burned 2,000 calories and makes you feel pretty good. And different things here, for example, that gives me all my splits. I can get, again, as much information as I want. And one fun thing this has, and I do this with my kids more than just me doing it, because but you can play it. So let's see. Whoops, let me go back out. It will allow you to play your run, kind of a speedy thing, so you can see the little marker moving, and that was me in relative to the dips in time. Now these may be, those are, I assume, are water breaks. That's probably what those are. So I can see here in time, okay, I had a water break there, water break there, water break there. So anyways, let's go back to the main page here. So as you can see, there's lots of different ways to use these, and I'll talk more about that when we're talking live with everybody. But I would definitely use Endomondo as my main source for getting all the kids involved and have them sign up. And once they have them, as long as they're friends with me, I can see every time that they've run. I can send them little notes, great job, keep it up, whatever it be. And you can actually have everybody get together and, having those motivational kind of things going to everybody. We could set up a class challenge, however we want to do it. So again, these are things you could spend a long time looking at. I haven't gotten really in depth with it. It might seem like that, but there's so much more involved in it. It all just kind of depends on what you want it for. You can use it as basic as you want, or you can be as detailed as you want. So I'd really encourage people, if you're not, I know a lot of people probably are, if you're actually working out or doing any kind of consistent exercise, most people are using some kind of product if you're running a GPS product. So look forward to your comments, and thank you very much.